Hello and welcome to our reviews. Today we'll be reviewing the Spawn Series 7 Spawn 3 Ultra Action figure. So yeah, this is a re-review of the mighty Spawn 3. One of my favorite Spawn figures ever because of the massive capeness, and he's just really neat in general. So yeah, let's zoom in for articulation details, sculpt paint, magical capeness, and all that sort of stuff. Alright, here we have Spawn 3. As you can see, his cape is already extended. I'll show you the features later on. But first off, let's just take a look at him in general. The top of his cape is this plastic sort of frame, which has got lots of nice little sculpting and curly bits on it. And then this is a weird kind of cloth. It's not like a silky kind of cloth like some of the other things like this is. It's almost a papery kind of feeling. It's weird. I'm not really sure what it is. I don't really care for the feel of it, but it's functional, so whatever. And it's got lots of little holes in it and stuff, so you might want to be careful with it because you might tear it up because it's got holes in it and stuff. Onto the figure itself, he's got his big collar up here. He's got his face, and he's mostly black on the body, but of course he has his white symbols and things, and the white parts on his face there. If you look at his wrists, he's got, of course, his big spiky gauntlet-like things here on both arms. This hand is sort of pointing outward, and this one's just pointed that way. They don't have any articulation, so that's the way they're going to look. Down here around his waist, he's got his little plastic chains, which are actual chains made of plastic, and a skull right there in the center. Down on the legs, he's got one big spiky boot on one end, and some spiky bands on the other leg. And just turning around backwards real quick to see the back of the cape, the part along his back that contains little mechanical bits is solid plastic, and the rest of it is, of course, that cloth-like material. Let's look at his features really quick. Alright, I have Spawn's cape folded up, and to do that, you pretty much just kind of fold it backwards. There's really nothing complex about it. It'll click into place, and you have to pull the two lower bits in. And then to release it, you push this little button here, which is his belt buckle, and they will spring out like that. And it's pretty cool. They're actually kind of difficult to get to stay in there properly, so it'd be difficult to display him with them folded up. But you could do it if you wanted to fiddle around with it a bit. And his other action feature is that his eyes light up whenever you raise this arm right here. So I'm going to zoom in on his head and let you see that. Alright, here is his head, which of course while we're here you can look at the details and things. You can see his little skulls down there on his collar too. But the important thing is if you raise his arm up, his eyes will light up green, if you can even see that. There we go. Turned it to that side like that, and you can see it pretty well. So, yeah, his eyes will light up green. Look pretty cool. I don't think you can actually replace the battery, so once they die, they are dead. It's like, I think the packaging said something about the necroplasm in him, so whenever it dies, you can't fix it. It's just, they're essentially just making an excuse for not putting a battery slot replacer on there, but whatever. But yeah, and you can lower that back down, and his eyes will go back to normal. So that's a pretty cool feature, especially if you can get one that still works. I'm lucky that I did. Anyway, let's zoom out and look at his articulation, which is not half bad. Alright, articulation-wise, if you want to count these points in the cape, it moves there and at the back. Okay, his arms will move up and down at the shoulders. Single hinge elbow. Of course, this arm will move as well, but it turns his eyes on. And it also moves at the elbow. His head rotates around. It's a little bit loose, probably because there's an LED bulb in there. Legs will go forward and back. And he has a single hinge there. And that is really the extent of it. It's not terrible articulation, pretty average really for things that came out around this time, which is like 90s. That's really about it for Spawn's articulation. Let's look at his accessories. Alright, first off, he comes with this little bat. There's no paint on it really other than the red eyes, and it's got a little hook here for a tail so you can like hang it on things. It's got some lines sculpted into it, but overall it's pretty much just a hard piece of plastic that looks like a bat. And practically the exact same color as the bat. Here is a wolf or dog. It comes with a little red removable collar, but for the most part there's no paint or detail to this really. Line sculpted in, and he's got red eyes, and that's pretty much it. Now there is a other version of this figure that comes with a owl. The owl in that set looks pretty decent. I kind of wish I had the one with the owl, but this is the one I ended up with, but whatever, just letting you know about the owl. And then Spawn comes with this neat, large battle axe-like thing. It's pretty much a piece of wood. It's got some like gnarled wrapping around the bottom, and a big blade with some etchings on it. It's pretty neat. It'll fit into either of his hands. Both of his hands have peg holes in them, and these bits right here are pegs that will hook into those holes. And you can see it holding it right there. Seems to stay there pretty well. Alright, that seems to be all Spawn's accessories. Let's move on to the packaging. Alright, Spawn comes in this very wide box. Very good for display. Has a big window here, and it has little tiny continuations of the window and little holes to kind of mimic the cape. Nice lightning designs and stuff all over it. Special Edition Spawn 3, Spring Up Action Cape, Light Up Eyes. There's the Spawn logo over there, Todd McFarlane Spawn Ultra Action Figure. There's a 7 over there in the corner, designating this as Series 7. McFarlane Toys logo up there at the top. Up here you got more Spawn logos. Special Edition Spawn 3, ages 5 and up. And on the back it lists some other figures from this wave and from some other waves. And that's pretty much it. It is a very nice collector's box. I do keep mine in the box. And, yeah, it's good for in and out of package display. And, of course, being a box, you can open it up at your leisure. So, yeah, Spawn. Alright, that about wraps it up for the Mighty Spawn. So, until next time, goodbye.
Hello, you've just watched one of my videos. Feel free to like and comment and subscribe and all those sorts of things if you enjoyed my video. If you didn't, run away and never return. Also, feel free to check out my other channels, Venom Raptor for all my variety gaming content, and VR Reviews for reviews of various action figures and collectibles. Thank you, and goodbye.